Today we are visiting Hever Castle and Gardens. Good morning. The weather is really bad. So luckily it's a castle that we are going to visit. But there are gardens in it. So I don't know if we're going to see the gardens. But first thing that we're going to do, breakfast. Chocolate croissant. Oh, you too. Yes, is it good? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this is a cinnamon roll. And what is that?
Something with nuts.
Something with nuts.
And maple.
Okay, and no donuts. And toasties. Toasties. One problem. So it's a cottage for 6. And there are only 4 seats at the kitchen. So there is no other table. So this is strange. So 2 people has to stand mad in it. Mad in it. What is very noticeable is that the windows are not completely closed and it's just one layered glass. You feel the wind coming through. So we push the heating on 23 and it's okay. You see, I have even my sweater on. Not my son. My son is always warm-blooded. When we were in Africa, we were sleeping in a tent and it was just at freezing point, 1 degrees at night. And he was sleeping like that in a tent. In Belgium, it's every house needs to be renovated and it has to be 3 layers or 4 layers. The cottage is really, really, really beautiful. Really cool, really beautiful. But even if you touch the door, this is very cold. You feel now the wind, cold wind under the door. So there are 2 options here. It's not obligated to renovate the windows, or the bills of electricity and heating gas is very low. Otherwise, you will change that.
Where's Daddy?
Inside the toilet.
What can we do to...
Nothing.
Yes, we can.
Papa!
I don't care. Ready for the castle?
Yes.
And in the meantime, we see the sun.
Yeah.
Look! Our house in the sun. It's beautiful. Look, I see a mouth and 2 eyes. It's like a face.
Yeah.
But it's really lovely cottage. Come on, they are waiting. The streets are all very narrow here. If you're not used to this, you cannot drive very fast. But everybody that we cross is already very chilly. Like, okay, we can pass with you. But they are very polite here. Very polite. Where they can, they stop. And they let everybody pass. There's no horning. There's less aggression in traffic than in Belgium or in the south of Europe. That's a lot of aggression. There's all horns. But here, no. Everybody is very polite, or it seems to be like that. These little towns, it's like all medieval towns, little small towns. It's really, really lovely to pass through with your car, to walk through. And every little town you pass here, it's like, oh, look at these houses. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at the castle. Look at the cathedral. Really lovely here. As soon as you cross that little bridge, you see all these special shaped trees, and then you see the castle. It's really beautiful. I think this will be cool. It looks so medieval. I really love it here. Spanning more than 600 years, the history of Hever Castle is rich and varied. The original medieval defensive castle, with its gatehouse and walled bailey, was built in 1383. In the 15th and 16th centuries, it was the home of one of the most powerful families in the country, the Boleyns, who modernized the existing dwelling within the walls. The castle was to become the childhood home of Anne Boleyn, King Henry VIII's second wife, who became Queen of England for just 1,000 days. It was Henry's love for Anne and her insistence that she became his wife rather than his mistress that led to the king splitting from the church in Rome and creating the Church of England, forever altering the course of English and European history. Hever later passed into the ownership of another of Henry VIII's wives, Anne of Cleves, and from 1557 onwards it was owned by a number of families including the Waldegraves, the Humphreys, and the Mead Waldos. Gradually it fell into decline before William Waldorf Astor invested time, money, and imagination in restoring the castle. He commissioned the Tudor village, now called the Astor Wing, and the construction of the magnificent gardens and lake. At Hever, his wealth and vision enabled him to create a lavish family home that also indulged his passion for history. What do you think about these torture things? Imagine you did something wrong and you get your hand pressed by that press or thumb presses. This is when you lie. This
Is that your tongue?
That's for your tongue.
Yeah, to pull out.
Pull out a fire tongue. So they put it in heat and they
toasted it.
I guess there were a lot of people that are punished that did nothing wrong, just because they don't like him, or they want to get rid of them.
Hard life back then.
Very hard life. But in some countries it's still the same.
They still use it?
For torturing, in many countries, yeah, they do that. Hello.
Hi.
What are you doing?
I'm stuck.
You're stuck? Wait, I get something out of that closet to release you. No, she's not stuck anymore. That was a very cool castle. The king had a mistress. That's mainly the story. He was married to a queen. Of course, if the king is married, it's a queen. But he had a mistress. So yeah, even then, it's from all times. The mistresses, it attracts people. But this is a really cool castle. And in 1950s and 1960s there was a big flood, waist high, a lot of damage, and there was a millionaire. He had 100 millions of dollars, and he spent most of his fortune to renovate this castle. Luckily, there are people that are doing good things with their money, so the history is protected and restored. Now we're going to see the gardens. I hope it will stay dry, that we see something of the gardens. I think this is really beautiful here. There's a maze. There's a maze here.
It's closed.
Oh. It was so lovely in the sun.
Yes.
And what do we see now?
Dark.
Dark, and it will rain heavily, as we can see the clouds.
Yeah, and they're
And
far
it will,
away, but
and it's always coming very quickly, but it's clearing up very quickly too.
Yeah.
It's always comes and goes in like 10 minutes.
yeah, indeed.
So I would love to have this one. Bakewell tart. Wow. Flapjack. Chocolate walnut brownie. And apple cake. What do you want? Oh, you have already.
Yeah.
What is that?
A brownie.
A brownie? Oh. What do you want? Honey bunny?
I don't know.
You don't know? I will take this one. You too? Two of these. Okay, I have my tea. You have also fruit tea and hot chocolate. I'm in your way. Let's taste it. What do you think? Tell me. That's good. Really good. Here comes the plane. No? You don't like that? That's so good.
No.
It's so good. What your brownie? How is it? Yeah? Cool?
But a lot of nuts.
A lot of nuts. Walnuts.
That's sad.
Full of walnuts.
They need to be out there.
That's why my daughter cannot eat it, because she's allergic to walnuts and all nuts. What? So that's so funny. What is your problem? Oh,
Nothing.
this is all red here.
Nothing.
Look at this. And here, also here. It's true. It's true. And show. Look. Oh, you have also a nut allergy.
Oh my
You also have a nut allergy.
Maybe a chocolate allergy.
Oh, that will be bad.
That would be a big trouble for me.
Should we call 911?
No. You can Maybe I have one here.
I was thinking that the weather was better, but we are getting outside and it rains again. It's always lovely to go to England on holiday. The one thing you cannot forget is an umbrella and a raincoat. So just a question for my children. I think England is great in heritage and in castles, but I don't know what the youth is thinking about England. Is it old-fashioned or is it
No,
cool?
it is cool.
It's cool?
Yeah. You
What?
can choose what you like. Yeah, but you need to be interested in.
Of course you need to be interested. Are you interested?
Yeah.
And you?
Some things are cool and very fun. Other things are not, eh?
Are not.
Or not.
Are not, eh?
Yes.
But it's maybe you can, if you want to go on holiday with your family and you have teenagers, you can make a vacation with all kinds of things. Like
They have a
a
zoo.
castle, they have a zoo.
They have shops.
Yeah, so you can mix and match.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nu tar ni ihop.
We finished the visit of Hever Castle. It's really cool. The place is really worth visiting, and the gardens. And maybe if you are visiting in the summer, then you have a maze. That's also very cool for kids and for adults. I would love to go in the maze, but it was flooded of the heavy rains the last days. Instead of going to our cottage, we are going to a small town here, Royal Turnbridge Wells, but maybe we can eat here. We just found a very good game, a Karen game. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Do you know a Karen game?
I know the game
Oh.
not, but
Oh,
I
you
know a Karen.
Everybody knows a Karen. And it has the same haircut as a Karen. We're going to eat. We're hungry. And this TN1 is on the 6th place.
Yes. If you follow me, please. Thank you. And now for one.
Wow.
Linguine. Can I have a regular burger just like that?
Wow. Okay, steak. And then linguine pasta. Burger. Fish burger. And normal burger. Bon appetit.
What are you doing?